I so emotional right now? That almost made me cry. Oh God, sorry, I'm crying. Oh my God.
Love is all that I can give to you.
Fuck Meredith. Hey you guys, welcome to Kemma's Never Seen It. I'm Kemma, and today the movie we're going to be talking about is The Parent Trap. If you have never been here before, I basically take movie suggestions based on movies I've never seen, which is basically every movie ever, give a quick synopsis of what they're about, and then give my opinion. Will my opinion differ from yours? Probably. But if you've never seen this movie, I'm putting a big spoiler alert right here because we're about to get into it. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into what this movie's about based on the DVD cover summary. What if you spent your whole life wishing for something you didn't know you already had? Hallie Parker and Annie James are about to find out. Hallie is a cool girl from California. Annie is a fair rose from London. When the two accidentally meet at summer camp, they think they have nothing in common, except they're identical twins. Now they're up to their freckles in schemes and dreams to switch places, get their parents back together, and have the family they always wished for. Really quick before I start, this may be TMI, but I was very, very emotional throughout this entire movie. It might be because my period's about to start. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm just, I am sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person, believe it or not. So this movie just had me tearing up all the time. So let's get into why. We start off with a couple on a cruise ship. And it looks like this couple is about to get married. And honestly, the whole thing just looks so cute. Like the scenery of it all. I would guess being on a cruise ship and getting married kind of has its perks. I mean, everything's already paid for. You have your ports that you get off on. So that's like, I guess you can treat that as a honeymoon, wedding and honeymoon in one. I mean, it looked pretty good to me. But then after that, we skip to 11 years and 9 months later. And that's where we meet Hallie for the first time. She's at this summer camp and we find out that her dad owns a vineyard. So she's rich. And she also hits it off really quick with a couple girls. And I just love, little kids can make friends so easily. It's so cute. Literally 3 of them just walk away. And when they do, we see a limo pull up, and that's where we get to meet Annie. She also rich. And obviously she came in a limo, and she has someone, I guess it's like her butler or whatever, who is seeing her off to the same camp. So it looks like they both have their own group of friends, but in my head, they're at the same camp. So obviously they're going to be running into each other pretty quick, you would think. But right now they're separate. They have their own group of friends. They're not really interacting, or they've never seen each other. They don't actually meet each other until they start doing an activity. They start fencing. And the only reason why they actually saw each other is because when they were going head to head, one of them pushed the other one in the water. The other one pulled her in too. And then the camp counselor is just like, okay, girls, shake hands, good game. And when they turn around, they see each other and see they look exactly the same. Annie tries to be nice about it. And it's just like, oh my God, look at us. Like, look how similar we look. But Hallie is being, I'm not going to call her out her name because she's a little girl. But Hallie's just like, nah, we don't actually. But nice try. It just seems like she doesn't really want to engage. And from there comes a montage of them kind of pranking each other. There's a scene where they're playing poker and they have a bet.
Loser jumps into the lake after the game. Excellent. But naked. Even more excellent.
Annie ends up losing, and once she jumps in, they steal her clothes. So that's one. The next morning, Hallie's going up to her cabin. Annie and her friends or whoever helped her took all their beds, put them on top of the roof, and left the little, the UK flag. So she knows that she did it. And then there's another prank where Hallie and her friends go into Annie's cabin. They tie string up everywhere. They put oil on the floor. They have all this kind of stuff. But that one actually backfires. That prank gets a little too serious because the camp counselors are doing cabin checks. And when they go into Annie's cabin, they're actually hit with all the pranks that Hallie, whatever, set up. So now both of the girls are in trouble and they put them in their own cabin, cabin isolation or whatever they call it. And they have to stay there together, which is rough because at this point they don't like each other. Eventually they kind of start to get along because again, they're the only two in this cabin. So they have to interact with each other and they start to find out they have things in common, like eating peanut butter and Oreos together, which I've never heard of. And I kind of want to try it, but I have no Oreos. So I'll try that and let y'all know. And again, they're not acknowledging that they're literally identical, but I'll give them a pass only because they're kids. So yeah, And they even have other things in common, like they have the same birthday, their parents have never remarried, and Annie finally breaks it to Hallie and it's just like, listen, we have to be sisters. Like, all these similarities and we look the same, there's no way. And then they find out they both have a picture that looks like it's been torn down the middle of their respective parent. They each grab their part of the picture, and when they put them together, it fits perfectly. And now they're able to see, Hallie's able to see her mom, and he's able to see her dad. So now Hallie has a plan.
I think we should switch places. When camp's over, I'll go back to London as you, and you go back to California as me. What?
So now they have to basically learn each other, learn how each other acts, learn each other's family, the things that they do, and all that kind of stuff. And they even cut Annie's hair because Hallie has short hair, so has to cut it so it matches, and gives her earrings because, again, Hallie has earrings, so has to do the works just to make sure that this goes over well. So now it's time to put the plan into action. We start off with Hallie, who is acting as Annie. She gets in her limo, she goes to the airport, and she's about to fly to England. She is met with the butler. His name is Martin. Then she gets to meet Grandpa. He's in his office, and she gets to meet him. And then finally, she gets to meet her mother for the very first time, and yes, almost cried. She finds out her mom is a very successful and well-known wedding dress designer, and she's just in awe seeing the things that she's made, seeing her in her element with helping a bride with her dress and taking pictures, and she just thinks that she's so cool. She already loves her. And then in the meantime, she's also asking, hey, you need to tell me more about my father. I'm only getting older. We never talk about him. We have to know all this stuff. And the good thing is she never badmouthed him, which I thought was really, really good. She said that he was charming and he was this and he was that, but really positive things to say about him. So good signs. Annie then takes a plane to go to California where she meets her dad for the very first time. And again, another cute moment because she finally gets to meet him and know who her dad is. The difference with Annie is that she's not doing a very good job at being Hallie because she's a little more, for lack of a better term, prim and proper than Hallie is. So the way that she speaks, the words that she uses, the way that she structures her sentences is just different than what Hallie would do. So the dad's just like, what kind of camp did I send you to? Also, this camp was for 2 months. Very, very long time. I went to summer camp, I think once in my life when I was younger, and I think it was only for a week, which a week, sending your kids away for a week, I feel is a long time. 2 months? That's a long time. That's a very long time. So then Annie gets home and she meets the dog who's barking at her like the dog doesn't know her, which the dog doesn't. Looks the same, but dogs have great senses of smell. And it's just like, you are not my Hallie. And then we also meet Jessie, who is Melissa from Abbott Elementary. And I'm sure she's been in other projects or other movies too, but I don't watch TV. So I only know her from Abbott Elementary and I love her. So anyway, she's in the house meeting everybody. And then again, she's going to go hang out with her dad, but there's a problem. Her name is Meredith, and according to Jessie, she really only wants their dad for his money. I mean, she has her own publishing company, or she's a publisher, something like that. And, you know, she kind of does well for herself, but not his kind of money well for herself. And they only been together for a couple months. So I think he probably met her either a little bit before or a little bit after he sent Hallie off to camp, because they met at the beginning of the summer camp. So they've only known each other for a little bit. And Annie meets her and just all around doesn't really get a good vibe from her. I don't know. She's not, and obviously she wants him to be with her mom. So obviously she's not going to like her, but just in general, just talking to her, she doesn't really get a good vibe off of her. So she calls Hallie and is just like, listen, we have to hurry this plan along because dad has found this woman. He's fawning all over her, blah, 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 blah. And while Hallie agrees, she wants more time with her mom. So she's just like, we'll figure that out later. Just stall him. So we're still with Annie. And again, she's not doing a good job at being Hallie. I mean, Jessie's noticing that her appetite isn't the same. The way she talks isn't the same. So she's just like, what's going on? And Annie's just like, oh, well, you know, going to camp, some things changed and I guess that they stuck. So this is how I am. But Jessie has her eyes on her. But later on, she spends the day with her dad. And again, she's trying to talk to him about her mother. Just like, what happened? We never talk about this, blah, 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 blah. And he's trying to divert from the conversation because Annie mentions, I need a mother. And he's just like, yeah, you do need a mother. And in his head, I think he thinks Meredith's going to be that woman. But plot twist, to no one's surprise, Meredith's evil.
First change I make is to send that two-faced little brat off to boarding school in Timbuktu.
Oof, ice woman.
Proud of it, babe.
And anytime that Annie tries to talk to her dad about their mom, he tries to divert it back to Meredith, and Annie doesn't want to hear that. So she literally runs away every time. Now we're back at the house, and Jess finally confronts Annie and is just like, you're talking different. Your demeanor is different. You're not eating this. What's going on? I have no, like, if I didn't know any better, I would think, and then she stops talking. And then that's when Annie reveals, oh, I'm not Hallie, I'm Annie. And that makes Jessie happy, but she keeps the secret.
You know about Annie?
I am Annie.
Meanwhile, the dad comes in and he tells Annie he's trying to marry Meredith. And that's just, she's not a nice woman. She really isn't. She's pretty horrid.
How about a martini?
How about a double?
Coming right up. Jesse!
She does try to attempt to connect with Annie for a second, but she had to stick to the plan. So she's not really taking the bait. And again, she just reveals who she truly is, but to Annie this time. So now we're with Hallie. Hallie sees Martin holding this paper that was from a fax that says help on it, or 911 or something like that. And then Hallie goes to call Annie, and she leaves the house and goes to one of those red booth, phones that they have over there across the pond. And they're talking, and it's just like, listen, dad's about to marry this woman. They're getting married in 2 weeks. Wild. They're getting married in 2 weeks. We got to do something. You got to get mom down here. And then when Hallie hangs up with Annie, she runs into her grandpa, who was listening that whole time. And then she has to reveal to him who she is. And with doing that, she goes back home and also reveals who she is to her mom, which her mom wasn't mad. She was actually just like more stunned, but very, very happy. And now they're on their way to America to at least swamp kids. But Hallie said that he'll be really happy to see her. So, the mom is, she's just, her name's Liz. She's just like, maybe there will be something there. So they're all going, Martin included. Now we're back in California. We are with Annie, Nick, who's the dad, and Meredith. Jess comes along, and so does a dog. They're at this hotel where they're all meeting Meredith's parents. It's like a premarital party that they're trying to do, that apparently Annie came up with. And they're, again, supposed to just like look around the venue, talk with each other more, and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Liz has flown in, and she's under the assumption that Nick knows that she's coming. So this woman is drunk. She drunk on the plane. She doesn't even drink. She drank vodka for the first time. She is drunk. Probably just because she's so nervous to see him for the first time in who knows how many years. And everyone is going their separate ways. Some people are going upstairs, some people are going outside, some people are going here, over there. We're all going our separate ways. But Nick actually gets a glimpse of Liz for a second. So then, because Liz noticed that he looked a little stunned to see her, not exactly the reaction that she was looking for, she goes to the girls, and the girls finally tell her, okay, he doesn't know that you're here, but he's about to get married, and that woman is god awful. We just want y'all together. You got to stop this. And in the background, Jessie and Martin actually meet, and they have like a little love thing going on. It's really cute. It's like small little scenes, but it's really, really cute. But anyway, Nick goes outside. He's looking for her by the pool and everything. And he finally does find her. Embarrassed himself a little bit because he fell in the pool, but he does find her. And now everybody knows what's going on. They know about the girls' plan. Nick and Liz have finally seen each other, and even Meredith knows what's going on now. Well, she knows what's going on in the sense of like they used to be married and they have kids together, but nothing further. But now there's a new plan that the twins come up with to get them to fall in love. And basically what they do is try to recreate their wedding night. So they get this big boat yacht thing, and Jessie and Martin are the waiters and everything, trying to recreate that moment and again see if that spark is back. And in this moment, they actually finally explained what happened to them. So basically, Liz ended up leaving. And she explained it as, you know, they were young, they were hot-tempered, they would clash a lot, and it was just going too fast when they were too young, and she just couldn't do it. And she ended up leaving, but she knew it was over because he never chased after her or tried to contact her or do anything. So that's why they ended up splitting, and that's why they were apart for so long. So in that instance, Liz kind of just leaves it there. She's just like, you know what? We don't really need to reignite anything. It's fine. I just want to bring Annie back to England with me and we'll be okay. But the girls will not take that lying down.
Here's our proposition. We go back to Dad's house, pack our stuff, and the 4 of us leave on the camping trip.
And it happens. Almost. So the mom was gonna go. Meredith got mad about her going. So then the mom is just like, okay, Meredith, you come along. You come with us. But it turns out that Meredith was gonna be taking her place because the mom is just like, you need to spend time with the girls and more time with him. I feel like I hijacked everything. So y'all have fun on this little camping trip and I'll see y'all when you get back. And honestly, Meredith is awful, but seeing her climb through the rocks and being in nature, that's just not her. Poor girl. And by the end of the night, Meredith is done with the girls because they've been torturing her, pulling pranks on her and everything. She's just completely done with them. But they have one more prank up their sleeve and they go into their tent, drag her mattress with her on it out to the river. And that's when she wakes up, still floating on the river and falls in. Now she's mad, she's upset, and she tells Nick, listen, once that we get married, they're out of here. They're going to boarding school. They're going somewhere. They're out of here. And you need to choose between them or between them or me. And you got to choose right now. And he said he was choosing the girls.
It's me or them. Take your pick.
Yeah.
So they're broken up. And now he's back at the house and he brings Liz down to his wine cellar. He does collect wine as well as having his own vineyard. Good for him. And he's showing her all these different bottles. And as he's showing her all these different bottles that he's collected over the years or that whatever, he shows her the one that they had from their wedding night. And he said it took him years to find it and he has all the last remaining bottles. And it's really cute. And they almost get there to where they have that moment of just like, okay, this is going to work out. But Liz pulls away again and she just ends up going home with Annie. So Annie and Liz are going back home. And Annie's going to find her grandpa in the study like she usually does. So they get inside, they go to the study, but grandpa isn't there. Hallie's there. Hallie is in the place of grandpa. And then she's just like, listen, we realized that as soon as you guys left, we didn't want to be without you, blah, 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 blah. And Liz is just like, what do you mean we? Out comes Nick from the back. And he said, oh my God, I'm getting choked up. He said, I let you walk away once without going after you. I never want to do that again. And guys, they get married again. It all works out. They're a big happy family again. There's even a scene where Martin also proposes to Jesse. So they get their love story too. Everyone's happy. They're a family and they live happily ever after. They actually live happily ever after. And that's the end of the movie. This movie got an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I could be being biased because my hormones are a little out of whack, but I'll agree with that rating. I think that this was a really good movie. I think it was very heartfelt. It's a good family-friendly movie. Yeah, it's a good, like, little love stories and things in there. I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I also know there's a first version of this that I did see, not watched it, but I saw the like cover of it. I forgot what year it's from, but there's one before the one with Lindsay Lohan. I would imagine it's the same movie, maybe. Just obviously different actors and everything. Is there anything different about that? Is it worth watching, or am I okay with watching the newer version of Parent Trap? But that's it for my video. Thank you all so much for tuning in this week. If there's something you agree with, disagree with, you want to say how good I did, or you have any movie suggestions for movies I should watch in the future, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment on my videos. This one, all of them. Just do all of that. Do all that YouTube stuff that we love to do. And don't forget to follow me on social media. Kemma's Never Seen It on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Kemma's Never Seen on Twitter. And per usual, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation for all of you tuning in, making it this far in the video. And if you just got here, I have more videos back there, so go ahead and check those out too. But that's it for this week, and I will see you guys back here next Thursday. Bye.